What's up, everybody? Day late, dollar short here. I got some Godforge farming in the background, but what I actually want to show you guys is today there was a patch, and on Discord they let us know there was a new bug that came in. Hercules is generating a continuous loop, avoid using him, and unfortunately if he's against you in waves, he will make that stage unplayable. Now, this was real disheartening to me, because I just got to Olympus in adventure mode. I was like, there's no way there isn't a Hercules in like every wave in adventure mode. But I got some recorded footage. You can actually get through Hercules. Might have guessed it, Skadi, OP as always. I'll fast forward a little bit, because Hercules is in the second wave. And basically, the disables work on him. So I'm assuming this will work with other disruptors. I don't know if sleep would work, because you'd hit him and wake him up. But if you can stun him or confuse him, I think those would work. Skadi's A1 is pretty reliable. As you can see, it frees him here again, and defeated him before his turn anyways, but he would have skipped his second turn if I hadn't defeated him thanks to the freeze. And to be fair, you don't just need disruptors. Here I swap in my Hippolyta. And as you can see, I'm stacking all my ultimates, and I'm not wasting them on one enemy left. And I'm also saving up all my cores, just using my basics. And Hippolyta has an ally attack. And right here I'm starting to get a little sketched out because Hercules isn't going down. We just get him down with the bleeds. But obviously he never got a turn, so it never started the loop. So, can get through waves with Hercules. I end up getting wiped out on this wave because Artemis hits like a truck. But anyways, you can get through the Hercules waves. You just need to throw a disable on him, or just nuke him down before he gets a turn. If I go back real quick, sorry. So this was on stage 2. There is a really mean wave on, I think it's stage 4, where it's Hercules and Zeus. So on that stage I was using Skadi's core to try and get lucky and freeze both Zeus and Hercules. So that wave can be a huge pain, because Zeus will just nuke your team down if you can't get him down. But yeah, basically just wanted to cover that Hercules, you can still get by him, just takes a little bit of luck or a lot of nuking. Of course I had to get greedy and farm in the background. Now that I want to show something in game, I gotta wait for this battle to end. I'm not throwing away my energy, I'm letting this battle end. Alright, now what I wanted to show. I don't think my Ramses has craziest stats, or any of my heroes really. You can see he's only 75.5% crit rate, almost 150% crit damage. He is pretty fast, at least for my account, at 188 speed. Apollo's also 188 speed, I didn't even realize those two were tied. And he's got like no damage, but decent pool of HP for what I got going on. My Thorkel could definitely use some more accuracy for his bleeds. He's up to 81% crit rate and 28k health, because he is a brawler, so HP is pretty important. My Hippolyta is real fast, 208. think she's my fastest hero. So when I say real fast, I just mean for me at least. And could definitely use with some more survivability. I've haven't really been playing very efficiently. I've just been rolling up decent gear that I find. I haven't been saving up for the best pieces. And Skadi, also pretty fast, 202. Could use a lot more survivability. She is only level 40, so I can also promote her to get a little bit chunk of health and everything. But she does have 170 accuracy to help land those freezes, which, shout out to Gecko Mayhem. I was in his stream the other day and I was talking about how I was trying to use her core to freeze. It's a 3-time at random hitter, so you might not even hit the target that you want. But her basic hits one enemy 2 times, so you get to pick the target. And this says 15% chance, but I have it maxed out, so I don't think that's updated. It's really a 40% chance on a 2-time hitter, so you get pretty good odds of placing the freeze. Yeah, that's all I really wanted to cover. Pretty short video, so I guess we'll throw in the summons. I still haven't used them. If you haven't logged in today, they gave us 15 Eternal and 5 Flawless on top of some other goodies for the community filling out the survey. We got enough responses to unlock this gift. And today's gift from the calendar was 1k rubies. So, since we're recording, we're going to throw that into summons. So I'll rip these mortals quick, in case something interesting happens, I'll pause it. Alright, nothing interesting from the mortals. Let's rip our 2 10 pulls of Ancestrals. I think that's my first Cyclops on this account. That's huge. He's been called the Bellower of Godforge, if you're familiar with Raid. He's got a bunch of AoEs, so he's real strong for wave clearing. I think I already have a Quetzal, so that's a dupe. So nothing too exciting there. I mean, there are some good rares. Tengu is good, Shinigami, Shishi is old, Maria Marevna. But not what we're looking for. Let's rip these Eternals. Himiko's a dupe. I don't think... I call her X-Quick. I know that's wrong, but... I don't think she's a dupe. I think she's new. I know I've looked at her kit before, but can't remember. Attack an enemy 2 times. Each hit increases the target's divinity cost by 2%. If they're defeated, increase this hero's divinity by 30%. I think I might have both Hanupu and Xbalanque. Sorry for the terrible pronunciations. Also increase their divinity. Steal 50% of the target's shield, then attack 1 enemy, and ignore 15% of the target's defense. If their divinity is below 50%, we'll ignore 30% of the defense instead. That's pretty insane. Either way, you're ignoring defense, so even better if they're low divinity, obviously. And for our ultimate, equalize this hero's HP to the enemy with the highest HP, then attack all enemies with an 80% chance to place Drain 2 on each target for 2 turns, and place Vanish on this hero for 3 turns. That's pretty crazy, a 3-turn Vanish. And if those two, I'm not going to tempt their names again, also equalize their HP. And then if you're not familiar, Drain, says the hero, but the enemy that it's on receives 20% increased damage, and attackers heal for 20% of the damage inflicted. So it's pretty nice having a lifesteal and dealing more damage. And Vanish cannot be directly targeted with attacks. Passive, when this hero defeats an enemy, the next ability will inflict 30% increased damage and steal 10% divinity for the target. Guessing from the target, it's supposed to be. That's real cool. Before I pull these 5, I just want to look at my index real quick. Okay, I don't have Hanapu, but I do have the other one, so could have some cool pairings there. Alright, rip our 5 singles. Dagonet. I think the animations are a little long for the rares and epics. So we'll just skip out, and that was on Rio. I can't remember her name, but another rare. Dao-chan. Sigurd. I don't know why I keep wanting to call him something else. Ugh, I think this is Machao. So all rares from the bonus 5. Pretty rough, you can see I'm 74 into my pity here on Eternals. Also really rough on Legendary, on Ancestrals. Only 76 away from a guaranteed Legendary. And here we go with the big stones. We got 6 flawless. I think I got the 5 from the gift, and I have the 1 from 3-starring all of story mode that I haven't used yet, so that's why I have 6. Alright, right off the bat we have a dupe with Ninsun. I might have ran already. Basic's real cool with the chance to lock ultimate, and an AoE with speed down 2 on all targets. Ultimate, another AoE with a chance to freeze, and if the enemy is below 50% HP, the freeze cannot be resisted, and if it's not placed, they'll place Faith down 2 on the target for 2 turns instead. Now I'm remembering her kit. She's pretty crazy. And her attack decreases 10% of the target's turn meter. The turn meter is below 50% H. The target is below 50% HP, sorry. Steal 10% turn meter instead, and increase the turn meter of all allies by the same amount. And it can only gain the turn meter once per attack. So she's pretty busted. I can't remember if she's a dupe or if I just have her. I'm running an alt account as well, so I might just have her on the alt. I was gonna say Thorkel, but I'm pretty sure that's Bran. Definitely not Thorkel, just, yeah. Aya, I think, is a dupe. Ugh. I stay pulling Polymethus. I think that's how you say it. Polyphemus. Just did a quick sanity check, and Aya and Ran were both new on this account, not dupes. And I almost skipped my last Eternal Summon. Starting where we... ending where we started with the Eternals. Another Ninsun. Alright. Yeah, this account's a little cursed with summons, but I did get a few good repics, so can't really complain that much, but if I go to my roster just real quick, I got Apollo from the minigame, and Mulan from my guaranteed first flawless pull. I think I called him Eternal earlier, sorry. So yeah, the only Legos I have were a guaranteed and from the minigame. But that's all for this one. Hopefully those tips for getting through Hercules help you out, and have a good one.